I'm back and I'm going to be tying strings to my bookmarks. So, oh wow, that is not centered at all. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I've got a bunch of string. Pre-cut them. And I was just gonna put some strings on my bookmarks so that when you're reading a book, the string hangs out. See? There we go. I might just turn it around backwards, and then that way I'm not looking at the lines and stuff, and I can center them. Because, you know, yeah. So I'm just taking you along for the boring part of tying strings on bookmarks so that they're usable. And I think I have given away 2 bookmarks so far. I can't remember if I gave away 2 or 1, but I know I sent my little brother a package for his birthday, and I threw a bookmark in, and I can't remember if I threw 2 bookmarks in or 1. So, and look at that. See, some of them, you have like some paints on the back. It's just excellent. It's a bookmark. I don't care if there's paint on the back. You know, this one I really hated after I had done it. And now that I have finished them all and I'm going back through and I'm looking at them, I actually, you know, I don't hate it. And I think it's interesting. If I had to do it over again, there are things I would have done differently. And that's kind of like a good thing, is I keep looking. Like, I would have made these leaves hollow instead of making them thick like this. And I think that that would have been cuter to make hollow leaves. So, kind of good to like go back through and look at stuff and be like, hey. And I called this, you know, like a sunset and like farmland. And then this was my abstract farmland. So, you know, it's kind of fun. Ooh, you know what? That cut did not cut well. There we go. So, and I know I could probably put tassels on the end and make tassels. I'm not making tassels. I have like a tassel maker somewhere, and I'm not doing that. I'm not buying tassels either. I'm just using this thread because I'm not doing it. I'm using what I had because obviously I don't want to have to go out and spend money on some bookmarks. And most of these are just going to end up being given away to my friends and family. So look at that. That is not a good cut. So as I go through, I'm looking at them, I'm critiquing them, because I haven't seen some of these in a while. I just like took them out to my garage and hung them up to dry out with like a paper clip. Not a paper clip, a clothesline clip. A clothespin. A clothesline clip. And I hung them in my garage to dry so that they would be nice and dry. At some point I did put them all in a book to flatten them, to make sure they were nice and flat. And then I just, like this one, if I had more negative, I think I would like it better. It doesn't have enough negative space. That's all. This one I really like. I really like it. It's very Dr. Seuss. I think the use of iridescence is good. I actually really like it. This is one of my favorites in the bookmarks. This is also one of my favorites. That's the other one that I sent off to my brother. The other one like this. The other one kind of had the petals doing weird. I sent him that one because it had more green in it, and his favorite color is green. So that's why I sent him that one, not my favorite one. But I like this one. And if I had to do it all over again, I would keep the flower off the side. I would not keep the stem off the bottom. So again, I'm just, you know, going through, making sure I am critiquing things, what I like, what I don't like. Y'all can tell me what you like and what you don't like. This vine one, I really like it. I'm glad that I painted that extra vine here to cover those weird tendrils. I love the texture. I think that it is good. And I didn't think it was going to be one of my favorites, but I actually do like it. I love it. And the first time I did the salt, it was so bad that I just thought, oh, I'll never like that one. And I actually really, really like that. So, yeah. I do love the texture. It feels very good. This one, I actually like it too. Because the stems are so light and not hard. And again, I like that. I feel like in some of these others, the stems are too, well, they're too thick. And this one feels very, like, fully watercolored. And I like it. So, it looks like a good watercolor to me. How's that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Going through. And again, I'm treating this like a sketchbook. This one, again, I like it. I don't like how dark green these are. I wish that the stems were less. How's that? And I'm gonna end up probably hitting the flower with this. So I'm trying to, not, there we go. I didn't hit the flower. So I was afraid I was gonna hit the flower. So yeah, the stems are too hard on this one. Like, I feel like instead of using the same color lighter, see how like right here in this one, it's the same color throughout. Here I use like this different color, and this green is just too garishly bright. So again, I'm learning, trying to do things different. I do like this one. And again, it's the stems that get me. It's the stems. The stems are too drawn. They're not as wispy as I would like. And I think it took me a long time to figure out why I was not liking things. This one is just awful. This one does not even look like a watercolor. Like what I imagine a watercolor to be. It's just awful. It's just awful. It is not at all. I mean, it's okay for a painting. It is not what I imagine a watercolor should look like. And I was actually trying to do like watercolor. I do love the flowers in all of these, except for this one. This one has way too many lines of iridescence. So there's this one. I am gonna try to not, there we go. See, I didn't have enough there. I have a feeling that this is going to break at some point. That is not enough. It's too high for what I was doing for the bookmarks. So, that's okay. It's okay. I should have kept with my keeping the tape on, but I didn't. So this one is probably going to break at some point. It's too thin. Again, I like this, but I feel like this also is not what I imagine watercolor would be. And again, it's the leaves. The leaves are just too garish. The flowers are too garish. I should have used a more blendy color. It's not bad, but it's not what I imagine a watercolor to be. And you know what that's funny? Is I'm saying this isn't what I imagine a watercolor to be. But I like this one. So there you go. I kind of wish I had went back through and did dots in the middle of the flower. This is definitely horrible. Definitely horrible. Definitely horrible. That is awful. That was the first one that I did. And I do not like the stripes. I don't like the dark, thick outline. I don't feel that there's enough flow. The background is good. The background is good with the flow. The actual flower itself is not. So, yeah. And again, it's okay. It's okay. I can critique. See, like, these two are very similar colors. They're pink and red. They have dots and splatters, and they have grass, and they have stems. And I like this one way better than this one. Because this feels more watercolor. And this feels more acrylic painted. So, I mean, I think I just needed to, like, get myself into that flow. And you may like the first one better than the rice one. I don't know. But you can see, it's almost virtually, well, the same colors for the flowers. The stems look kind of similar. The leaves look kind of similar. The grass kind of looks similar. The background's different, but the flower itself is just very different. And if I could have had this flower on this background, I would be completely in love. But I was trying to use that rice texture to be like a background of something. So there you go. I was just playing with stuff. Oh, and this one has some paint on the back too. And again, this is just like going through a sketchbook, because I made something useful. I made some bookmarks, because in my head I thought, if I just put these all in a sketchbook, I'm not going to stay motivated. I like to make things people can touch, which is why I'm making the puzzles, why I'm making the bookmarks, because I feel like if you're just hanging something on a wall, you don't touch it as much. You just like look at it and you walk past, and then like it becomes a background character in your life. But if you have to touch something, it stays. It stays. And this was just the abstract leftover paint that I kind of just used and tested how the transparency was, some of the colors mixing together to see what they did. And this was just completely me playing. And I really like this because I love the abstract. Ooh. And this one, I like kind of better than this one. This one is more like the abstract painting that I made with the guy. Yeah, I just kind of, I love this, where I'm using the leftover paint to do stuff. This one, again, I like the flower. I think the stem is too garish, which I keep saying because I'm painting them too dark. But I do like where I use the tissue paper to make like lighter and darker. I think that worked. So that is like kind of interesting that I got to experiment with using some techniques and playing with stuff. I like the shaggy flowers. Although I have to say the blob flowers are my favorite. And so I think at some point I am going to make another blob flower one. Like a big painting. And I think it was really good that I did all these bookmarks so that I could try different techniques and decide how I wanted to do a bigger one. And I feel like there's not enough abstract watercolors in the world. But I like the rose. Like, this is completely looks like